So after surviving the Russian attack and assuming a certain amount of damage, Denzel Washington slowly starts to piece the ship back together and is going to reestablish communication, and everything's going to work out just fine, and there are no more problems.
Mr. Mahoney, get a damage control.
Did I mention Tony Soprano is in this movie?
Step aside, Tommy.
I'm sorry, sir. The XO ordered us.
Fuck the XO! The ship has been hit, and I'm going in to see my captain. Now stand aside. Stand aside!
Now, having survived the encounter with the Russians, as he begins to patch together the crew and the ship, he still needs to get communications back online so he can then confirm if the launch is still the correct order. Now, when they lost communications, they lost the ability to confirm whether or not they should launch the missiles. So because that was the last order, it was supposed to be followed, but of course, Denzel Washington has doubts. Of course, Captain RAMSEY, being the captain for many, many years and having many, many soldiers that follow and admire him, is able to round up a secondary group to restore him back as captain of the Alabama, to ultimately put down the mutiny.
Command now. If they order him to launch, we'll launch. I won't blow them all to hell. But I'd rather go down myself and get this one wrong.
Now, another element that gets added into this film, as I mentioned before, it's a constant build. It's a constant battle over not only what we're going to do from a military standpoint in a military apparatus, but it's also a timing thing. You are constantly under the gun because can we stop the Russians from launching? Are the Russians going to launch? And if so, can we launch before they launch? But we're still not really sure if we should, because we're not sure if the order is actually the correct order. And then as they do battle, we're constantly pressed with the time. Time in this film is everything. And as the time counts down to how much time is available before the Russians can launch versus how much time is available for the United States to launch, to preemptively stop them from launching, it just builds and builds and builds and builds and builds. And I'm trying to tell you right now, man, it just keeps building to the point where you're like literally jumping out of your seat, because it's like a countdown to Armageddon. And are we going to actually stop the Russians, or are we going to destroy ourselves? Like I said, it's that constant debate of, do we have too much power? And if you have the power, do you know how to use the power? And how all of that was sort of kind of come together.
Khan, weapons. Russian missiles will have launch capability in 24 minutes.
So as the clock is ticking, as you have one side that's with Lieutenant Commander Hunter and another side that's with Captain RAMSEY, the two of them go back and forth over how and what methods they will use to ultimately launch or not launch the military missiles or the nuclear missiles that are on that nuclear submarine.
With you, sir.
And of course, the climax comes down to one of the most iconic scenes when the two of them confront one another after the two have totally divided the crew. And then that's when Captain RAMSEY does this.
Hold, sir!
Shoot me!
Shit! Shit!
I got it. I have the con. Give him a missile key. Give me the missile key, Mr. Hunter. I'm the commander of this fucking ship! Give me that goddamn key!
Khan, weapons. Russian missiles will have launch capability in 7 minutes.
Khan radio, sir. Radio, Khan.
Captain Radio, Vossler, sir. She's breathing again. We are really, really close.
You got 3 minutes, Vossler. 3 minutes and counting.
Yes, sir.
You got 3 minutes.